Hey everyone, I'm going to talk to you all about something that when it comes to luxury, we all need to stop doing this. And I'm going to share with you some of the things, like I've got in this book some stuff I want to share with you, personal things to me. So I will go through that in 1 second. Before I do, I thought I would show you what's in here. Some of you might remember a couple of months ago now, or a month ago, when Louis, my rabbit, died, I sent off some of his ashes to have a piece of jewellery made, and it's arrived and it's in this box, and this bag, and it's sealed. I haven't opened it yet, and it's from this brand called Ashes into Glass. This is not sponsored, I paid for it, but we will soon find out when I open this whether it's been worth it. So let's have a look. Okay, this basically says the name, like Louis, and it says that it's 9 karat gold and is a ring, so that's really cool. So that's like the authenticity card. Then also in here we have got this pouch, and I'm going to imagine this is what's left of his ashes. Yes, okay. And now let's have a look at this actual piece of jewellery, which I'm quite excited about. So it can't, what's that? Something else in there as well. Ah, a polishing cloth. Now in here, this is the box. Oh, it's nice packaging. So it's like a leather box and it opens up. Oh, that's so cute. Look at that. So I decided to get this, which is a 9, so they do 9 karat gold, platinum or silver. And I tend to wear gold, so I decided to get this, and you can pick the shape of the stone, the colour of the stone. I decided to go for blue because Louis had blue eyes. Now let's see if this fits. So I wanted it to go on this finger. It fits perfectly. Oh, that's so sweet. And yeah, the stone has got, I think they said 3 layers of ashes, and they can do pets or humans. So if someone you love has passed and you like the idea of this, this was like nearly £500 to have this made, but they have cheaper options on the website of different pieces of jewellery you can go for. So it wasn't cheap, but I love that more now I see it than I did on the picture on their website. And I love that I feel now like Louis is with me a bit, so that's nice. I also will show you my blazer. This is new, and I got it a couple of weeks ago, and what I've bought, and I bought them yesterday and they haven't arrived yet, obviously because I ordered them yesterday. I've actually bought the trousers to go with it because I like this so much. I've been wearing it so much that it was actually David who said to me, you should get the trousers to go with that. So I thought, yes, maybe I will. But now let's talk about something that I feel that we all need to address with ourselves as human beings. And this is to do with wanting more. Is there that person in your life, maybe someone at work, maybe a friend, that person who is beautiful, on the face of it, they have it all. They've got the house, they've got the car, the partner, the bags, the shoes, whatever it is that you're into, they appear to have it all. And it drives you mad, and you can't help but compare yourself to them and then potentially feel inadequate because you're like, how has that person got all of that, but I'm lacking what you perceive to be lacking in some of those areas. I'm going to talk about specifically around luxury and your bag collection or your shoe collection or whatever you're into. This applies to anything, but I'm going to be talking about luxury. I want to talk about how we can all be satisfied with what we've got and how to stop wanting for more. Now, when I do this video, this is not to say that I'm suggesting none of us go shopping again. I feel very confident and satisfied with what I've got, and I'm going to share with you how I've done that. Doesn't stop me going shopping. You know, if I see something I like, I'll still kind of go for it, but I don't have the insatiable appetite that I used to have. So going back to that kind of hypothetical person in your life who has it all, they can make you feel envious, they can make you feel frustrated, they can make you feel like a failure. But you know, the truth is, none of us actually know what's really going on with people. None of us really know. But what you don't know is that that person might be looking at you or looking at somebody else thinking the same things, feeling inadequate, feeling insecure, feeling like they failed in some way. Maybe they've got all of those things, but it's all been bought on loans and credit cards. Maybe they've got debt coming out of their ears, but the facade The front of it is that they have everything. And so it's easy to look at that person and feel like, how have they got that? Well, they might have it because they inherited. They might have it because it's debt. They might have it because they've worked really hard. They might have it for a million different reasons, and none of us are actually going to know the reasons why they have it. So try and not look at other people, and that's one of the hardest things to do. But don't look at other people, focus on yourself, focus on your own journey. I always think of people like Steve Jobs. It took him until he was in his 50s before he actually made it in life. And there are other people where it takes them well into their 60s and 70s before they start making their dreams come true. So try and not feel inadequate is what I'm saying. Try and feel like focused on your own journey. And before I really delve into this, I want to say there are only two things you should never settle on, ever, and that's relationships. If you're in bad relationships, get out of them. I've spoken about this on my Patreon channel, but when it comes to bad relationships, it's not worth sticking with them. It's really not. So if you've got a group of friends who aren't really your friends, maybe a partner who's not particularly nice, maybe it's family members, which can be really difficult, don't put up with bad relationships. Also, when it comes to your job, don't put up with a job that makes you unhappy. They are the only two things in this world that I think are definitely not worth settling on. You should never settle. You should always be constantly evolving and moving and trying to improve things for yourself. Let me show you what I've got in here. This is effectively my new mood board. It's just a notebook, and it's got in it things that I want to achieve, things that I would like, places I want to go, but I've also put years next to each thing. So for example, if there's something I want, I will write the year next to it, because I find with the universe that it does really work. It really works. But if you're not specific, things might happen, but they might happen like 10 years from now when actually you want them to happen next year. So be realistic. Things that don't work are things like saying, I want to win the lottery when you play the lottery once a year. That's not realistic. But there are things you can ask for, but put like a date next to it. Maybe it's a new house. Maybe it's a trip away somewhere. Maybe it's a new relationship. You're looking for like a new partner in your life. All of these things are the kind of things that you can manifest. Now, in order to feel satisfied with your collection, with what you've got in your life, doesn't even have to be bags, it can be anything, but this really works when it comes to curbing your appetite for new things. Write down, and I'm going to go through some of mine, write down all of the things that you feel are your blessings in life. So I break it down into like non-material and material. Some of my blessings, my non-material things are David, my family, my friends, my rabbits, our health, like collectively, all of us have good health. I really love going for walks and eating out. Things like we have food, we have heating and hot water. So many people don't have that. And they are, if you really start listing down all of the things that you actually have, things that you take for granted, actually your list is going to end up being really long. And you might make your list and then a couple of days later you're like, oh my God, that happened and I'm so grateful for that. Add that to your list. Maybe you've got the best job ever and you love what you do. Put that on your list. Some of my material things that I'm massively grateful for are, number one, my car. I love my car. I can't believe I have it because it's an allocation car, but also it's a car that I have wanted for the last 10 years. Never thought it was going to happen because it's allocation. It's like trying to get a GT3 is like trying to get an Hermes bag. You've got to build up a massive history unless you find someone who just is really nice to you and helps you out. But I've got that car and I'm so grateful for it. Again, material, but I'm really grateful for the clothes, bags and shoes that I've got. And when I look at what I've got, it gives me that sense of satisfaction's not the right word, but I feel content. I look at what I've got and I'm like, yeah, if I go out and there's something I fall in love with, like the deal bar jacket in the houndstooth, which a lot of you know about. I've been umming and ahhing over that for weeks. But unless something like that comes up, I feel satisfied with what I've got. And that's kind of like a real place of peace that I've come to. And doing things like this can help you. Like if you've got a collection and you constantly are looking for the next best thing, making a list like this can really help. Also, the area that I live in, I'm really grateful for that. Really grateful for our house. Really grateful for the gym that we go to. I'm grateful that I've got financial freedom. I'm grateful that I can afford to shop in the stores that I shop in, because that's not something that I came from at all. I've spoken about this before, but I had the best ever childhood, but things like Chanel and Dior, they were in my dreams. They were not reality. So to now have that, sometimes I pinch myself when I'm in the car and I'm driving back. I'm like, this is the life I manifested as a 10-year-old. This is the life that I always wanted, and I've got it. And I have said this before, but I'm not afraid to going back to having nothing. Obviously I don't want to, but I'm not afraid to do it, because I've been there, I've done that. I know how hard it is, and I know I can get through it again. But right now, as I wrote in here, I'm so grateful for my financial freedom, like massively grateful. So get yourself a book and write the things down that you're grateful for, however small. Like if you've got amazing hair, if you're really attractive, write that down. No one else is going to see it. Don't worry about people thinking that you're a big head just because you know you're a smoking hot 10 out of 10 and you want to put it in your book. No one's going to see it. So write down all those things that you are really grateful for. And then the final thing, which I touched on at the beginning of this, is there's two things. First of all, when you've made your list and you've listed the things you love in your life that you're grateful for, think about you back in the day. Are you actually, without realizing it, living a dream that you had back then? Did the person back then think you were going to have the bag that you own now? Did the person back then think that you would be in the relationship you're in now? Did the person back then think that you'd be in a bad relationship and you got out of it? You might be single now, but you're actually happier. Think about all of those things that you actually have. Don't focus on the things you don't have. And then finally, that final point, try and not compare yourself to others. Stay in your own lane. Remember that none of us know what's really going on with other people. It's very easy to look at others and think they've got it all, but actually you don't know their true situation. They might be in dire straits with other stuff. They might have stresses. They might have things going on that actually you wouldn't, like if you could take their life, you'd be like, no, have it back because of that thing you've got going on. There are so many reasons why we shouldn't look at other people and judge. And I hope that this helps. Like I've done this video because these things I've always put these things into practice. It can be easy as a human to look at other people and go, oh, you know, compared to that person, I feel a bit like a failure because of that. And I've come to realise that actually it's a pointless feeling, because then when you get to know that person and they're like, yeah, I got the new kitchen, but I'm in massive loads of debt now and I've got to pay it off. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, I've got the car, but I'm in huge debt from it. I've got to pay it off. All of those things make you realise that actually on the face of it, everything is not as it seems. And I hope you have enjoyed watching this. I've definitely enjoyed making this. And I know these videos aren't popular. I know they're not, but they're ones that I love to make. So if you are still here, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you have enjoyed this, come and join me in another video. I'll put 2 here and here, but if they're not showing, I'll link to a couple below this video as well. So go and check that out. I actually did a shopping haul, not a haul, a vlog on Sunday, just gone. So I will link to that because that was actually really good. And you know how I told you I'm making changes to the videos, everything's going to be a lot more personal and not always about shopping. Well, in that video, I took you out with David and I on like a walk, and we went for a pub lunch and just things that we did that week or over those 2 weeks that were just chilled out, you know. So if you enjoy that kind of thing, go and watch that. Sorry for that long ending. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.